the coldest winter ever recorded in Blackridge, began on a night no one dared to remember. Snow fell in sheets so thick they swallowed the sound of footsteps. The town looked peaceful from afar, but anyone who lived there knew the silence meant danger. Legend said that when winter grew too quiet, the Frost Widow walked. She was a ghost born from a woman who froze to death nearly a century ago. Her body never found, only her screams trapped in the wind. Evan, a young photographer from the U.S., came to Blackridge seeking the perfect winter shot for his growing channel. He heard the stories but dismissed them as small town, myths that could boost his content. He wandered deep into the forest where the snow glittered like shattered glass. The wind suddenly shifted, carrying faint whispers that didn't match any human tone. He kept walking, his breath turning to silver mist, until he saw something move between the trees. At first it looked like drifting snow, but then it shaped itself into a silhouette, a tall, thin figure draped in white, her face hidden behind frost. Evan raised his camera. The lens fogged instantly, even though the air was still. The figure tilted her head, as if studying him from behind a veil of ice. He stepped back, but the ground beneath him groaned like something alive. The trees bent inward, closing around him like ribs. Suddenly, the voice he heard was no longer a whisper, but a woman's cry echoing through the frozen forest. "I am still cold," she said. Evan felt the temperature slash downward. His fingers stiffened. His heartbeat slowed. When he tried to run, the snow clutched his boots like hands pulling him under. The Frost Widow walked toward him without leaving footprints. Her shadow stretched unnaturally long across the snow. She reached out one arm, thin, white, trembling, and the air around Evan cracked like breaking glass. Evan fell to his knees as the ground pulsed with freezing energy. His vision blurred, his lashes turning icy, but he forced himself to look up. The Frost Widow's face finally appeared, empty eye sockets, glowing blue like frozen fire, her mouth stitched from ice threads that ripped open as she spoke again. "Share my cold," she whispered. He crawled backward, but the forest shifted each time he moved, placing him back in front of her. He shouted for help, his voice muffled by the heavy snow. His camera started recording on its own, the screen flickering as if touched by invisible fingers. The Frost Widow leaned close, her breath colder than death itself, and the camera captured her hollow face for a split second before it shut off permanently. Using the last of his strength, Evan hurled himself sideways. The snow cracked, and he rolled down a small slope, crashing into a fallen log. The ghost didn't follow, she simply stood there, watching as though waiting for winter to finish him. Evan scrambled up and sprinted, not daring to look back. Every branch sliced his skin. Every gust of wind carried her voice, chasing him through the darkness. He reached the edge of town just before dawn. The moment sunlight touched the forest, the whispers stopped. Evan collapsed outside a diner, frost crawling up his arms like veins of ice. Locals rushed to help him, but he could only repeat the same words: "She's real. The Frost Widow is real." Weeks later, Evan posted the recovered camera footage. It showed the forest, the cracking ice, and one frame, just one, of the Frost Widow's face staring into the lens. The video went viral instantly, drawing millions of viewers. But in the comments, people reported something strange. Every time someone paused the video, the ghost's face appeared a little closer than before, as if trying to crawl out of winter and into their world. And on the night the video hit 1 million likes, Blackridge recorded its coldest night in history. The screams in the wind returned. The Frost Widow was walking again,